My grandfather saw me as his helpless victim, so I became the last thing he ever saw. I was in 4th grade when my grandfather moved in with us after Grandma died. Dad worked nights at the factory and slept during the day, which meant I spent every afternoon alone with a man who saw me as something to own rather than protect. That's when I learned that monsters don't hide under beds. They sit in recliners watching game shows while planning their next move. Living with him was like walking through a minefield in your own home. He'd watch me with these calculating eyes, always finding excuses to get me alone. "Your dad needs his sleep," he'd say, blocking my bedroom door when I tried to escape to do homework. "Come watch TV with Grandpa." But it was never about TV. He'd pat his lap like I was still 3 years old, not 9. When I'd sit on the couch instead, he'd move closer, always closer, until I could smell his breath. Sometimes he'd accidentally brush against me, then watch my face to see if I'd tell. I never did. Who'd believe a kid over a grieving widower? The dress incident happened on a Tuesday. He'd called the school, pretended I was sick, told them he was taking me to the doctor. Instead, he pulled out this pink dress from when I was 6 and held it up like some kind of prize. The lace was yellowed, the bow crushed. "Put this on for Grandpa," he said, his voice different, darker. "You were so pretty in it." I refused, backing toward my room, but he grabbed my wrist. Not hard enough to bruise, he was too smart for that, but firm enough to make his point. The things that happened next, even though I fought, even though I said no, they made me feel hollow, like he'd reached inside and scooped out everything that made me me. That night, I lay in bed planning all the ways I could hurt him back, but I was small, and he was big, so I waited. But here's what he didn't know about 4th graders. We're not as helpless as we look. And so, I threw myself into learning everything I could. Girl Scouts taught me CPR, how to recognize heart attacks, stroke symptoms, what to do in emergencies. More importantly, they taught me when not to act. I memorized every symptom, every second that mattered between life and death. Mrs. Peterson showed us the golden hour, how brain death begins after just 4 minutes without oxygen, how after 10 minutes, even if you're revived, you're never really the same. Knowledge became my weapon while I waited. 3 weeks after the dress, it was just another afternoon. Dad was sleeping before his shift, and Grandpa was in his recliner like always. I sat on the couch doing math homework, feeling his eyes on me every few seconds. He'd been extra bold lately, talking about another special day coming up. Then I heard it, this wet, choking sound. He was clutching his stomach, face turning gray. Vomit splashed into the trash can beside his chair, the smell of sour milk and fear filling the room. His hand flew to his chest, fingers clawing at his shirt like he was trying to tear through to his heart. Was all he could manage, eyes wide with panic, looking straight at me. I knew exactly what was happening. Mrs. Peterson had demonstrated the signs just last week at our troop meeting. Chest pain, difficulty breathing, that distinctive gray pallor, the way his left arm had gone limp. Classic heart attack. Textbook, really. I should have jumped up, called 911, and started chest compressions. That's what good girls do. That's what Girl Scouts do. Instead, I set down my pencil and smiled. Not a big smile, just a small one.